Hey everybody, it's me, Eric Comley, Garrard County 4-H Youth Development Agent, and I am on the ground again. So I started doing these segments, in March of 2020 when we were at the kind of the height of the pandemic, or the beginning stages of the pandemic, and we seem to be coming out of it, and things are kind of getting back to normal. But I've enjoyed the segments, and people seem to enjoy the segments. So as I find things, I'm going to continue to do a few of these, or as many as I possibly can. So I'm excited about the opportunity to do them, and I hope that you do enjoy them as well. I hope that you're also taking time to get out and do some hiking and exploring of your local community or surrounding areas, so that you can hopefully find some of the things that I'm pointing out to you. So the plant that I want to show you all today is this one that you all see kind of in front of my face here. I'm seeing if, looking to make sure that it's showing up on camera here. So this little plant here, this is another one of our orchids in the family Orchidaceae, and it is, in that particular family, there's about approximately 30,000 different species of orchids in the entire world. So it's really cool when we can find them, because they're highly specialized. More than half of the ones that we have in Kentucky, I think we have 43 different species in Kentucky, I think 43, but more than half of those are actually in some level of distinction, so endangered or threatened or special concern. So really cool plants. But this one in particular is exciting because I am at one of our 4-H camps, and so we've been doing making some effort to try and get rid of invasive species. And so in the exploration of getting rid of those invasive species, we haven't seen native plants come back yet, but we've been able to get out on the campgrounds, and we've actually found a few different species of native orchids here, and this is one of them. So this is called ragged fringed orchid, or green fringed orchid. This one right here, scientific name is Platanthera lacera. Platanthera, if we get into the etymology of the names, Platanthera simply means wide anther, okay? And the anther is having to do with on the inside there. And then lacera simply means laceration. And so it's called ragged fringed orchid. If you can see the lip, of course, one of the key characteristics of orchid species are the lip, and they usually have some sort of inflated lip. Typically, we think about things like lady slippers because they have that really bulbous, inflated lip like that. So this one, though, does not. It actually has all of these fringed edges that you see on it there. And so that makes it very unique. There's several different species of fringed orchids, if you will, and so we have a few in Kentucky as well, that I hope that there's a couple more that I'd like to get the chance to see that we have in Kentucky. Anyway, so this plant typically grows in open fields. In this particular situation, I am sitting underneath what appears to be maybe a blackjack oak. So I'm in a kind of an atypical spot where you would normally find these. There's actually 6 in this tiny little population that's here. It will get to be can get to be about 18 inches tall. This one is not nearly as tall, and the stem has these lanceolate leaves that you see that come all the way up the stem there. And then the flower, the raceme of this particular plant, can have anywhere. You can see that this one doesn't have nearly as many flowers, but there's one that I'm looking at right now that probably has maybe 15 flowers on it. And then there's another beautiful specimen that's over there that has probably 25 or 30 different flowers on it. So they can have a broad range of a number of flowers that are actually on the raceme. Just a really beautiful plant. Now this one is, most of these are pollinated by bees and moths, anything that may have a long proboscis that can get in there and pollinate. I think. Now, don't hold me to that. As far as human uses, I don't think that there are any human uses for ragged fringed orchid, but you know, it's other than the fact that, you know, they're just absolutely gorgeous, and we want them to stay in our habitats and environments and ecosystems because they broaden the diversity of the things that we see out here. But I don't know that they have other human uses. So, but they're really, really cool. Once again, if you look at that lip, you can see that ragged fringe that's on there. Now, the cool thing about the ragged fringed orchid is that all the flowers on here, no two are going to be alike. So they don't have the same pattern as far as those lacerations or as far as that lip is concerned that's coming off. You can see the tubular structure that's coming out is ridged along the top, and of course it has that cap-like structure that sits over the top of the primary flower, and then the two anthers that are along the side there. So really just a beautiful flower. We saw this one here. Actually, I found this one a couple of years ago, and it was on up into the woods, and then we found this new population of them, and like I said, there's 6 down here. We did have some mowing here, and so I think probably 2 or 3 were sacrificed underneath the mower, and that's before we got the chance to say anything. But I just can't say how awesome it is to see plants like this on our 4-H camps. 4-H camp is going on right now, and so we have a lot of kids that are going to be making their way through woods and seeing the woods for the first time in a long time, and so we hope that they get the chance to see these kinds of plants that are out here. I really do want to send a shout out to and a thank you to Andy Lewis. Andy Lewis has been the on-site botanist, amateur botanist, and I guess we're all amateurs except for you know, those select few that do that as a profession. But Andy has been great about going out and finding all kinds of really amazing plants all over the ground. So I'm excited about the new things that he's going to find probably in the future. So anyway, I'll finish up talking about this one. Like I said, this is ragged fringed orchid or green fringed orchid, Platanthera lacera, in the orchid family, and just an absolutely beautiful flower. I'll see if I can get, I don't know if it's going to show up in the camera or not, but we'll see if it does. I'm going to take some still shots of these so that you all can see what that lip looks like. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on the Garrard County 4-H Facebook page, or you can reach out to me via email. And my email address is eric, ERIC.Comley, COMLEY, @uky.edu. So thank you very much. This has been Eric Comley, Garrard County 4-H, and this has been On the Ground. Thanks.